Okay, here we go. This is journal number 2 in the Once Upon a Time series. This is the first one. The flip through of this video was posted yesterday, and this is the flip through of the second journal. So as I explained in the first video, I had too many signatures. It was getting too big, and so I decided to split that into 2 different journals. And so I made this cover after I decided to split them. And so this is fabric covered. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. I just love it. And this is an old antique book cover. This is a real doorknob plate. Then these are washers. These are from Finnebar, by Prima Marketing in here. And this is a metal, it's a real metal leaf. I had a couple of them, and so that it was incorporated. And I think the butterfly is also from Prima Marketing from Finnebar. This is fibers down here. And the book cover has a coat of matte medium on it to protect it. And then there's metal corners on all 4 corners. And then I did my standard knob closure. And this is a bigger knob. This is just a different brand of knob. And you just push down and flip that over. And you don't have to retie your sari. Like that. And for those who have asked, you look back here in the back, the sari silk is just run through, there you go, an eyelet. It's in the back. And then I wrap, let's see if I can get this. Then I wrap everything around here and then tie the bow. So that's how I do those. All right, let's get in on the inside. On the inside, this is a cardstock covered with fabric here and sewn around the edge. And then this was actually not a handkerchief, but just a piece of linen, a vintage piece of linen. It's stained. I didn't try to wash it. And then I just have a little card in there, a vocab card that says good, tucked in the front. First one is Snow White. Snow White is getting ready to eat her apple. And the apple has, let's see if I can get the shimmer. It's got Wink of Stella on it. There you go. There you go. So you can see the shimmer from the apple. And then this says, he drew his sword, prepared for what might happen. She was in the woods, so we had some mushrooms there. This is just an old ledger from 1886. This is handmade paper. This is a printout from papers from Patty at Sacred Mementos. And what I did was I took the printout. It was printed just on one side. I thought this was a great place to add some journaling. And so what I did is I took tea bag paper and I covered the back side to give it not only texture, but a little bit of color so it wasn't stark white. Tea dyed paper. Here's a little pocket with Snow White on the front and a tag. And the tag has that apple again, and it's got that Wink of Stella on it again. There you go, you can see it. Tall tag. This is a handmade watercolor paper, and then another piece of, intruders. Another piece of vintage ledger here. And here's the back side. You can kind of see those wrinkles that just happens naturally when putting that thin paper on there, which is really nice. And there's the back of that. And one more pocket here. This has, let's see, what did I do to this one? This has some clear embossing here around the frame. Wink of Stella on her dress. And then frosted crystals here on this inside part of the frame. It's really, really turned out cute. And then it's a great big pocket. And of course we have the 7 dwarfs in the pocket. And a little collage. There's film strip here, fabric in the background. This is part of a wooden ruler, a button, strings, and it's a nice sturdy card, and you can write on the back of it. Next we have Rapunzel. Let's see, Rapunzel, this is just some hand twisted fibers that I have, and this is a metal button. Several videos back I did a video when I was playing with these metal buttons and putting different textures and stuff on them, and this is one of them. Here, see if I can get that. You can kind of see the texture. There you go. And then just some twine or some string and some fabric in the background. And then we have ledger paper. So I put a lot of ledger paper in here. The handwriting is just gorgeous in this ledger paper. This looks like it's from 1897. This is a parchment, tea-dyed, nice space for writing, complete with lines. And here's another pocket. This has a chipboard piece on it, and then inside the pocket I have just this card from a digital kit of some sort, and then it's got the watercolor paper on the back, sewn around the edge. And then this is a handmade envelope that was cut in half basically and turned sideways. This is a vintage calling card for John Medina Paris hair store. I thought, you know, if anybody needed to go to the hair store, it would be Rapunzel. So I tucked that in there. And then this is another frame made from a page from a mini vintage photo album, where I took the page out, did the coloring, and added the fabric and the image of Rapunzel in here. And this has some sewing on it, and then the knot here. That was a fun piece to make. And there we go. And then at the end here, I took just several pieces of a heavy twine, or a lightweight twine, really, and just wrapped it through a series of eyelets down the page. Next up, we have Beauty and the Beast. So the Beast is on the front. Corrugate paper. These are just pieces from the guts of a book. There's a pin nib here, and just, you know, various fibers and whatnot on the front. And then on this ledger paper, I printed Belle reading her book. And then this was also covered with that tea-dyed paper. So you can kind of see the writing on this ledger paper was already here. And so I covered that up, and that gives you a nice space to do more with. Here's another tag, and this tag is from the kit. If I can get it off of here without ruining it. Well, there we go. Just lots of colors and textures on the background. And then the printout, and then it's splattered. These are just white gesso splatters. Here's more of the corrugate, more of the book pieces. And then the back has that watercolor paper on it that you could write on. And then more ledger paper, more tea-dyed paper. This is a vintage postcard with had the red rose, so I thought that would work. It's from 1912, so I just clipped that in here to go with the story about Beauty and the Beast. And then here's more print pages. And last but not least, we have a pocket here with a sepia printout of Chip. It's broken china. It's chipped china saucer, but that's Chip. I just played around with it a little bit, added some coloring to it. Looks like I added maybe some stamping to it. This is a rusted paper clip. And then inside here we have, and I don't remember his name, but you know, the lamp and a stack of books. And that's light enough on the back to write on as well. And so that's just a journal card that's tucked back there. And then, of course, the rose under the glass on the printed again in a sepia tone onto ledger paper. So it's legit ledger paper that I took out and then ran through the printer. Works really well. Okay, Cinderella. Cinderella is, this tag is in the kit. These are just different papers in the background. This is chipboard that has a blue embossing powder on it. A little bit of lace on the edge here, if I can get this to open. There we go. This is from a fairy tale book, and it is called Cinderella, or the Little Glass Slipper was the name of the story. And so that's just a page from the book. And it says she had danced with the prince. And this is also from, I believe this is from one of Patty's digital print kits. And so you don't, they're not digital. They're printed already for you. So they come already printed. And this one had stuff printed on the backside. This is just a mulberry paper, tea-dyed paper. And here is her carriage. And in it, so here, this paper had the sparkles on it. And so I just took some embossing powder and kind of took the flowers on the page up with the sparkles. I don't know if you can see that or not. They're different sparkles, but it kind of works. Let's see if there you go. You can kind of see. So one was already there and one I added. This is a double pocket. And in the front, or the back, this is an image from the Cinderella story from the old fairy tale book I had. And it's just, and then there's paper from, this is from the story. So that's back there. And then in the pocket, I have pretty vocabulary card and a Russian vocabulary card that says Once Upon a Time. So those are tucked in there. This is Cinderella's glass slipper, and it has a coat of clear embossing powder on it. So you've got that glass look, some gold paper, just some crochet and some, this is just from an old scarf that's falling apart. So just some shreds. This is represents her dress at midnight. And then this is just a piece of fabric sewn on back here. Then in the pocket, I have a couple cards. This is a vintage tally card. And I thought the little bluebirds reminded me of the Disney story of Cinderella, where she's, talking to the birds. And then this is the castle. And this is Cinderella looks like the laundry. So these are just little journaling cards tucked in here. Okay, moving right along. Here's the rest of that blue mulberry paper. Printout. And then this is that page. This is the back page of the book. And so this is the image of the Cinderella story was in that old, very old fairy tale book. And here we have the castle. And we have her, this is Cinderella as she is walking up to the castle, getting ready to go to the dance in her beautiful gown. There's a clock here down on the bottom, so that kind of represents that midnight, and then more of that scarf, old torn up scarf. That's that. In the back here, I have a flinch card because they're fun, and I just tucked one in. And I put this here just because it looked so good with this page. It's this is a legit piece of ephemera. It's authentic, I should say. It's the real McCoy. It's the leading styles of corsets, Fulton, New York, and it is a die-cut advertising card. Really cool piece, and it's, all of the princesses need corsets, and so we've got that tucked in there. Dr. Warner's. So go see Dr. Warner for your corset. And that is the second Once Upon a Time journal. I don't know which one I like best. The first one I like a lot because the mix of stories is very eclectic and from all sorts of different places. And it's got a little bit more, few more pages in it. And I've never really done a cover kind of quite like this. And so it was a lot of fun. The second one I like because it's all the princess stories, not all of them, a few of them, 4 of them to be exact. So it's, you know, it's a little more feminine and yeah, I don't know, I like them both. So they both will be available in my Etsy shop. If you're seeing this video, they have been posted. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed these, flip through these as much as I enjoyed making them. And I will be back. Thank you. Bye-bye.